Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. So, Bayern are playing Hoffenheim away from home in a game that's going to be a tough test. Remember, after this, we have Barcelona next week. So, we'll be smoking on that Barca pack as they are relegated to the Europa League. So, that's going to be fun. But today, we have a preview and some good news, which usually seems like it never happens on this channel sometimes. It just seems like, injuries, players not playing, complainings. Well, the good news is Sané is back on the pitch, running. So, yeah, that hamstring injury lasted 4 days. Literally. He got injured like 4 days ago. How's he back? Gosh, man. Well, I mean, it wasn't like a huge injury. It wasn't a tear. It was a strain. So, yeah, Leroy back in running training, sprinting in the next few days. I don't think he'll be back by Barcelona. The plan is to have him back in the team versus Inter Milan. Sané, man, he's so important for how we play. He sets the tempo, and he's a big game player. So the sooner we can have him back, the better. And, of course, the World Cup's coming up. We don't want to rush him. Lucas Hernandez is back training with the ball. I did say he'd be back by now. Not by now, literally now, but I did say he's getting where he needs to be. So Lucas began running training a few days ago, and now he's training with the ball. So eventually he'll be back training with the team, and then he'll be fit, right? So yeah, it wasn't like he had any surgery. So I have to say credit to our medical team here, because they must be doing something different if all our players just seem to be getting back, well before they're supposed to get back. So seems like whatever they're using, the techniques, the strategy behind how they manage these injuries, a lot of players are changing their stories around. Now, unfortunately, players like Tolisso constantly picked up injuries, but even Kingsley Coman, who used to get injured a lot, seems to be more fit. And when he does get injured, it's never anything big. So whatever they're doing, whatever they do with these surgeries, Lucas has had 2 big surgeries. He had a knee surgery, his ACL. Is your ACL your knee? Yeah, he had a surgery there. He had an ankle surgery. And he not only did he come back the same and played at a similar level, you can argue he played better after his injuries. And players usually lose pace, they lose something, but it seems like our medical team is keeping these players from losing their body and giving them confidence. The physio team is really important. It's part of the group. They're a core member of the players. The recovery seems to be better. Now, Thomas Muller is going to be out of this game tomorrow, but it's good to know that it's not a big injury. Muller's still suffering from the muscle stiffness. And, yeah, also Franck Ribery, man, one of the Bayern legends, one of the greatest players at this club, should have won the Ballon d'Or, has officially retired. And I was wondering when he was going to retire. The man's 39. So, yeah, he went over to Italy. He played for Parma. Was it Parma? I believe it was Parma. Zirkzee played for the same team Ribery played for. And then he moved to Satenina, some club in Italy. And, yeah, I guess he was picking up injuries a lot. But, he still had the vintage Ribery sometimes. He was doing okay. And then it was time to get, to retire. Robben went back to his old team, his first team, the team he played for before he became the player he was. And he was picking up a lot of injuries too. Sometimes your body does come in. And Ribery, I could see Ribery being, involved in this club one way or the other. Just the fact that he loves Bayern so much. He still talks about Bayern just every other day. He talks about Musiala. He talks about players' form. Ribery is that player in Football Manager you sell, and he's still talking about your club. It's kind of cool. It's like he's praising Musiala, he's praising Sané. So, yeah, Franck Ribery retiring. Yeah, it kind of sucks, man. Just shows I'm getting older, because I remember making videos when, his farewell happened. One of my favorite players, man. When you watch Ribery's highlights, he moves you. They tried to compare my boy Ribery to these bummy wingers in the modern day. They deserve punishment for that, man. We need to punish these people for that. Hello from Ireland, Brazil. What's the news? Well, the good news is that Leroy Sané is back in running training, and Lucas Hernandez is training with the ball. That's the great news. The better news as well is that we're playing Hoffenheim tomorrow. A good football game is coming. Hoffenheim is a team in fourth place. It's a good test for us. And they do have a lot of freaking good players. Kramaric is injured, so we're not going to be able to see him. Wait, he might be back in the team. Yeah, he's a doubtful, according to TSG's news. So he had like a little injury, missed 2 games. He might be back, but even if he was, I don't think they'd start him, considering they have some good players, man. Even with 7 players, it looks like, or 8 actually, potentially being out, they still have a really good team. And I was wondering how they would do without Sebastian Hoeneß. Looks like they're going better and better. They're improving, it looks like. Kind of sucks. Imagine leaving a team and they get better after you. So yeah. So it kind of annoys me. I read a story about Jerome Boateng and what he did with his ex. And I know it has nothing to do with this show, but I was like, man, why is this guy not in prison, man? Why is this guy still just whatever? It's annoying sometimes. Holland released their provisional squad for the World Cup. Gravenberch and De Ligt are in that team. We need Gravenberch and De Ligt to be called up for the World Cup. Gravenberch is 20. Imagine him playing in 3 different World Cups, playing a crucial role. And De Ligt, he's getting better and better. And we have games coming up where he can show how good he is against Barcelona, against Inter. I'm sure Louis van Gaal still has a really good relationship with Bayern, so he's going to be paying attention to that. I think De Ligt can offer a lot to Holland. I remember De Ligt and Van Dijk. Remember that team, man, when Van Dijk was in his prime and De Ligt was next to him. De Ligt was 18 and he was 19, and that those 2 years. And then De Ligt moved to Juventus, lost his footballing ability, but got really good at defending. But he has some things he has to improve, De Ligt. His ability to read aerial duels, bro, you're so good at jumping in general. You're so good at reading the game in general. I need you to get really good at reading headers. And that comes with experience. I think if you look at a lot of center backs when they were younger, they would always have that one thing that they didn't have perfect. De Ligt, for him, it's his aerial reading of the game. Not even his duels, because he's a tough man to beat in the air. But it's just sometimes I feel like he could just jump just a slight second before and earlier or after. So yeah, De Ligt, man, I think I'd love to see him in the World Cup. I'd love to see Holland or Oranje, man, in the World Cup. So yeah. Lucas Hernandez is also very likely to extend his contract, according to Pletty. Florian Plettenberg, who is one of the most accurate journalists. It's a shame that he didn't get nominated for Globe Soccer Awards Journalist of the Year. It's kind of weird. Fabrizio Romano's in there. Plettenberg, I would argue, is more accurate than Romano, especially with the De Ligt story. Fabrizio Romano does a lot of fence sitting, man. He'll sit on the fence on a story. He won't go all the way in. So when it doesn't happen or when it does happen, he says, I was right. Here we go. It's weird. So, yeah, Lucas is very likely to extend his contract, but not in the next few days, of course. Duh. Talks are positive, but the bosses are not in a hurry. Well, yeah, Bayern know Lucas's contract expires in 2024. So it's in the best interest of the board and also the player to extend, well, not even the player, the club in general. We don't want to lose another player on a cheap. If he leaves next year, next summer, we're literally going to have a player with a year left on his contract, and he might just run it out, just like Alaba did, just like Thiago had a year left on his contract. That's why Liverpool got him for so cheap. So we need to get really smart with this. If we extend them 2 years before their contract expires, yes, it means we start paying them higher wages for a longer period of time. But it also means if we do have a relationship breakdown and they want to leave, we get to charge a lot of money for them. That moolah comes in, and the player having a greater trust from the club earlier on probably means they don't want to leave. If Alaba got a contract offer a year before we were trying to give him a new contract, I think he would have been like, they love me a lot. I'm just going to stay. And if we offer Thiago a new contract, remember, we started offering Thiago a new contract, and he was going to sign it. And then Liverpool came in, and I think Coutinho told them, try a new challenge. And Coutinho, man, that prick. Philip Coutinho is why Thiago's not here this day. I will never forgive him. I'm going to blame him. But if we offered him a contract a year before, he was going to sign it. And then if we were offering him the contract and he was, signaling that he wanted to leave, we could have sold them in 2019 then, right? Think about that. We could have sold Thiago well before, the whole drama happened in 2019 without, the COVID thing. And we could have gotten like 80 million, 90 million, and the club would have saved so much money. We could have reinvested that into so many different projects. But they wanted to save money by waiting till the last, year to renew the contract. And then, so I think the club has learned their lesson, and that's a good thing. So, cigarette juice. What are we talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. It was Florentina. Oh, I thought he was at Parma. Why wasn't he at Parma? Yeah, he was at Parma. Stop lying. He was at Parma. My mind believes he was at Parma, so no one can change that. Ulreich versus Barca. Well, the truth is, Ulreich might cost us, but he wouldn't be the reason we lose a game like that. I think against Barca, we need to kind of play like Real Madrid did. Let them, have the ball because they're obsessed with possession. That club wake up every morning trying to, control the game with the ball. But it doesn't matter if we just hit them on the counterattacks. Oh my gosh, man. Zidane doesn't know ball. He voted Bellingham first for the Copa Trophy, Camavinga second, and Nuno Mendes third. Where is Musiala, man? To be fair, everyone's complaining about Musiala not being in these Golden Boy conversations and these Copa trophies. Is it the same thing? Golden Boy and Copa? Well, if you really think about it, Jamal Musiala didn't have the greatest season last season. He was playing in central midfield for a lot of it. Yeah, and Kimmich, the myocarditis for Davies. And wait, no. Kimmich didn't have myocarditis. And even if Davies had it, it wouldn't have affected the midfield. Yeah, Goretzka was injured, and Kimmich was out for a while. And then it had to be Tolisso and Musiala in some games. I don't even know if Kimmich played in the Villarreal game. I kind of forgot, to be honest. I think he did. Yeah, but, Kimmich Musiala as a midfield duo is just, calling for disaster. So, yeah, Musiala didn't have the chance to be our attacker. But with Lewandowski going out, it kind of opens up doors for Jamal to become a big picture. And I think because people are, weighing his performances this season and the way he's playing with, last season, they think it's the same. It's not. The Copa trophies for last year. So, yeah, if you understand that, then if Sadio Mane can perform the way he's performing at Bayern and gets third in the Ballon d'Or, second actually, he got second place in the Ballon d'Or. How? I don't know. But if that's the case, right, if they compared this season, he would have been 20th because he's stinking it out this year or this season for Bayern so far. So, yeah, I think people are angry that Gavi won it, and it's true that Musiala is better than Gavi and will always be. But it's not like Musiala had an exceptional last season, really broke out. I'd argue Bellingham would have shown more last season because he was playing in a system that suited him, even with Marco Rose. He was still able to show himself and ended up getting an established call-up for England every international cycle. So, yes, Musiala played okay last season, but he wasn't hitting the numbers because he was playing in a deeper role. And although he was playing really well, I don't know. I think if we maybe have gotten to the semifinals of the Champions League, I don't know. Right? But yeah, even against Barcelona, Musiala was playing in a central role. And that annoyed me, man. So now we have Gravenberch, Goretzka, Kimmich. If we need a midfielder, and Sabitzer, of course, forgot about him, there's a very low likelihood that Musiala has to, play at CDM again and as a number 8. Now he's getting the shine as an attacking player, getting assists, getting goals. And I think, it is what it is. Davey said it, they can stop you from your Golden Boy award. They can't stop you from your Ballon d'Or because that's the kind of player this kid is. And they linked up, last game. So Augsburg got absolutely destroyed by those two. We are Bayern, God's favorite team. I would agree. I don't trust Ulreich. He's not as good at Neuer. Yeah. See, I if I was Newbell, man, I'd be committing suicide. Alexander Newbell spent the whole summer, him and his agent, talking about how, oh man, there's no chances to play Neuer as long as he's there in the top of his game. Wow, this really sucks. And now look at this. Neuer's injured, and Ulreich's going to be playing 8 games. But, you couldn't have predicted that. But I would love Alexander Newbell to come back. I'd love that. We signed him for free, loaned him out immediately. We're kind of paying half his wages. And the goal is at some point he can prove himself. Man, sucks. And he's doing well at Monaco, by the way. It's not like he's doing really okay. He's doing okay at Monaco. They're in 6th place in Ligue 1, 2 points off of 4th. So he might be playing Champions League football. Imagine we draw the group with Monaco and play against Newbell next season. And that's assuming he's still there. I think, honestly, with the way Neuer's kind of picking up injuries, getting shoulders, wrist hurts, he's starting to get a bunch of goalkeeper injuries, He's not, breaking his ankle. That's an odd injury. But with the goalkeeper, getting your wrist injured is different from getting your legs injured. It's fine if I get my leg injured as long as it, recovers. But my wrist, that's kind of what I use to save goals from being goals. I can't injure my toes or my fingers, and now I got a busted finger. That means I can't get a good fingertip on some shots. So Neuer's starting to get goalkeeper injuries. And I think Bayern should be wise enough to start going, maybe we should just keep Newbell just in case, right? And it's not like Neuer is still playing at a great level. He's going to play the World Cup, and I think they're slow walking the situation with the injury to make sure he plays the World Cup, Neuer and his agent. Of course, it's not good for Bayern, but we'll see what happens, right? And Neuer has been ruled out of the is it the Mainz game? I don't even know. Who are we playing? Gosh, I know we're playing Barca, so he's ruled out of the Barca game. He's ruled out of this game. And it is Mainz. On October 29th, he might be back for Inter. And I think he'll be back just in time to get enough form going till the November 12th game against Schalke, again, a former team, so he can get into the World Cup team easily with no headache. How much protein do I eat a day? I don't know. I literally don't. I have a protein shake. I didn't have one yesterday because I had a terrible workout. My back. Let me see if it's still doing it. Oh, yeah, still there. I was doing what's it called? Squats. And I think for 1 rep, I might have done a weird form thing where I just twisted my lower back. I think I dropped the weight into my lower back instead of letting it get into my legs. So on this side, there's some weird pain. Nothing to really cry about. I had to go, extra light. I might go light again today. Well, I'm doing arms today, so I don't think I need to lower my workout. Paying half his wages, it's an investment for the future. You can do that with a keeper. The thing is, Newbell is getting in that age range where, he should technically be heading into his prime right now if you really think about it. So yeah, he's getting into a really good age range. I think we're just kind of waiting to see, what Neuer does and what he doesn't do in the next few seasons. But really, Newbell is starting to get into a really different spot in his career. So, yeah, he's getting he's almost 26. Like, wait, we got him from Schalke when he was 23, and 23, goalkeeper, that's still young. Oh, his birthday was September 30th. Okay, he just turned 26. That's crazy age if you really think about it. And I think we should start kind of phasing out Neuer next season. I think honestly, bring Newbell back, sell Ulreich, Newbell's second choice goalkeeper. He needs to accept that responsibility and say, hey, I might not play a good amount of games this season, but if I play and I prove myself, I know Neuer's your captain, right? Nagelsmann he has a chore on his hand because it's going to be really tough to phase out Neuer because he's your captain, right? So not only do you upset the dressing room if Neuer is getting injured like this, and he did last season, and we needed to bring. That's why we brought Ulreich back, because we were like, all right, we do have some games where Neuer does get injured. So, yeah, I think if you can bring Newbell back and tell Neuer, hey, your contract expires in 2024, I believe. It's not 2025, right? Neuer's 36. He's not that old. But he's not going to be at the top forever. I mean, he's bruising the weirdest things you can, just getting random injuries. Because he's older, his body is picking, Ribery. Look at Ribery. I mean, he always got in. He was kind of always injury prone, but now it's like he's just injuring random muscles that don't even. Who knew that muscle existed? What's an acromioclavicular? What's that, man? My man's just injuring random Wi-Fi passwords. So, yeah, if that's the case, let me look at Neuer's injury history. Yeah, man. He obviously missed some games due to COVID. He had knee surgery back in March, missed 6 games. He had COVID again. If you compare Neuer's history from 2021, August, he's missing like a few games here, a few games there. Those things add up, man. So they add up. And what if he got COVID in an important part of the season? We don't know. So we have to be careful. We have to start understanding that this guy is, he is going to phase himself out at some point. And his contract expires in 2024. And that was good from the club to give him a 2-year contract as opposed to a 4-year contract, 3-year contract. So I'd tell Neuer, hey, last contract. This is his last contract. He's going to be 38. We're not going to give him the same amount of money. He'll end up retiring here. And I think at some point, does Neuer have kids? Does he even have kids? My man hasn't had kids. He's 30. 36 for a man is, Neuer's the kind of dude to date a 19-year-old. So he's fine on the kids department. He's dating Anissa Bezo. I don't know who that is. Oh my God. She's literally she looks 12. Neuer, man. What's wrong with Neuer, man? Bro, she looks so she looks so young, man. Let me look up her age. She's 21. Oh my God. Hey, look, people complain, but he's not a pedo, right? The girl, so if he started dating, she was born in 2000. She's literally 2 years older than me. That's kind of crazy to think about. Nah, I know people will complain and be like, he's weird for that. But if you really think about it, Neuer is a 36-year-old man. All right, if it was, you'll never see a chick date like a 36-year-old woman be dating a 21-year-old guy. Okay, you do see that. They never end up marrying them though. And no young guy wants that much of an older woman unless you're freaking Hugh Jackman with that old chick he's with. I think she's like twice his age, man. I don't. No. How old is the chick Hugh Jackman's with? She's 66. Yeah, I'll never understand that. Well, we all know what's going to happen. They're going to get divorced when she's 70, and he'll be 60, and he'll find himself a nice 30-year-old somewhere, or even a 25-year-old. Bro, I mean, I think Hugh's cheating on her, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He must be, bro. Think about it. Hugh must be cheating on her. He has to be, because she's just allowing him to cheat, bro. Because I would not be dating some 66-year-old when I'm 54. That for a guy, that's weird. That's different. So Neuer, he'll be having his 10 kids when he retires. Maybe that's his goal. He wants to be professional, make all his money, and then when he's old, just start popping out them babies, man. Maybe he doesn't believe in babies, but come on, man. You're a great goalkeeper. We need some prodigies, man. We need some prodigies. Jung's Barca might win against us finally. Guys, just because we have Ulreich doesn't mean Barcelona now get a right to win against us. They haven't beaten us since 2015. That's a long time, and every time we played them, we just had fun. So, yeah, man, I don't think Barcelona is the team people think they are. I think, yes, they have their strengths, but we can easily go to their team and do what we got to do. Wait, yeah, that does sound young, huh? Yeah, I was born in 2002. Young man. I need to check this out. I'm getting old, man. God, seeing these kids. I was born in 2015, and they're like 7. How are you 7? You were born like 2 years ago. How can you be 7? Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Philipp Lahm have been inducted into the Hall of Fame of German football. I don't know why that took that long, but that's good. What does it mean to be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Like, just have your name written down? Is that what it means? Yeah, Philipp Lahm would be one of the best right backs of all time. One of the football greats. This guy didn't get sent off once in his career. He got a bunch of yellow cards. Don't worry about that. And some people will say he retired early. He actually has his own business. Well, I think I'm starting to see Lahm more and more. There's no question that at some point he will join Bayern's board. I don't think it's anytime soon. Or maybe when he's 45. How old is Oliver Kahn? I don't know how we just skipped from one topic to. I think Kahn's like 50 something. I can't be that old. Maybe 45. 53. I was right and wrong at the same time. Damn, dude, he's really young. Well, no, he's old, but technically he's when Philip's like 45. I mean, how old is Brazo? Brazo was 45. Yeah, so when these ex-players like I don't think Schweinsteiger fits Bayern's board at all. Bastian his ball knowledge is low sometimes, man. Just because you were a bowler doesn't mean you have good ball knowledge to be a sporting director or a manager. Maybe Schweinsteiger has the temperament to be a manager. I think he gives me the dad figure. But some players are really good at business and, being sporting directors. And they're always players like Brazo. I know we criticize Brazo a lot, but I always said I respect his upbringing. This man came from a war-torn nation, and fought to become the player he became at Bayern and other clubs, at Wolfsburg as well. And by fighting that hard, it gives you a sense of, discipline in your life, and it makes you a hustler. Like when you don't have that much money and you have to make ends meet and you can't do drugs and you can't just, be a bum, you have to work extra smart, So maybe instead of just ordering food, you have to negotiate every time you order. and you get all the best deals, right? Maybe you don't have $20, but the food you're buying is 21, and that's your food for the week, or it's 25. So you end up just negotiating and getting the food for 15. Sometimes, I think I have it too. I'll go to like Panda Express, and everyone's getting the same kind of portions, and I start talking to the person putting my food. I'm like, yeah, just add a little bit. I'm hungry. And even if I'm not that hungry, I still kind of want them to give me more than they would give everyone else, because it gives me satisfaction to know that I'm paying the same price, but I get more. So yeah, I think players like Brazo, hard upbringings, usually end up becoming really business savvy after their careers end, because they know how money can just come and go because of their upbringings. I'm not saying a German guy can't become great. Unai Hoeneß, but look at someone like Unai Hoeneß. Bayern was broke. This man, lost his career in his prime. He was 20, 26, 27, 28, I don't know, one of those ages. And this man became a team manager and a team director, and then he became president later on in his life, and he built Bayern with his bare hands. He was a hustler, man. So he made Bayern. He look, even in the 70s, Bayern were winning Champions Leagues, but back then, just winning a trophy didn't mean you were, a world-class club, didn't give you all the money. And he turned Bayern, he modernized Bayern, right? He took a risk when he, built the stadium, the Allianz Arena. Look how fruitful that stadium has been. Now that the stadium is hosting Champions League finals, it's hosting World Cups at some point, Euros. It's like now we have the stadium, and it's recognized globally. Everyone knows about the Powder Donut Stadium. So, yeah, man, you got to have a savvy mentality to you, and I think Oliver Kahn has that as well. I don't know about his upbringing, but there's certain players that just won't have it when it comes to business. Maybe they're really good footballers, but they can't become great presidents and great CEOs. Kahn is showing the passion, the anger in his face, man. They talk about him being a relaxed person. That's a lie, because I think part of him still is that guy that can bite you in the face and drink your blood. Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. Most clubs did live out of making money from tournaments. That's true. What I mean is making big money. Bayern was one of the first clubs that made a lot of money aside from football with big marketing. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what I should have said. The great Lebowski said it perfectly. Has Nags abandoned the 4-2-2? I don't mind. We're playing good football with the formation. I love the 4-2-3-1. I really do. Oh man, how are you? It's never how am I. It's how is Bayern? What's the news? It's never how is George. Thanks, man. I'm doing great. Yeah, so we are playing the 4-2-3-1. I love it because there's so much balance, right? You have two CDMs who can both operate as number 8. One of them doesn't have to specialize defensively, but they have to operate in sync, right? If Kimmich goes up, Goretzka drops deeper. Goretzka goes up, Kimmich has to drop deeper. So it offers the balance. And then if you use both your midfielders as 8s, that means your defenders have a little bit more freedom. Maybe Pavard can join in when he's right back and make a back 3. So you have the balance of having 3 players at the back and then 2 in midfield. Your fullback gets an easier job because they have a midfielder, right? Play Sapitza more, says Rahad. I don't think Sabitzer can get in this team the way Goretzka and Kimmich are performing, and the amount of goals we're scoring with Goretzka and Kimmich. Sabitzer offers great balance, but the people that don't watch football and analyze won't understand how important Goretzka has been for some of the games. Right? I literally showed you a moment where Kimmich goes up just running into no man's land. Goretzka reserves his position and immediately covers the space. He pressures the player with the ball. It's not him that wins the ball. I think it was Sané that came in and won the ball. No one's going to see that it was Goretzka that did that whole thing. So Goretzka's important, and he's proven that. He's performing. But people think, oh, if he doesn't score and get 2 assists, he's trash. And it's just, even EA Sports knows how good Goretzka is, man. His card in FIFA is crazy. That man wins every freaking tackle. So, yeah, man, Goretzka's important. So the predicted 11 against Hoffenheim, Pavard at right back, Upamecano, De Ligt, obviously, and Davies. Goretzka, Kimmich. It looks like Mane might be getting dropped because the lineup here says Gnabry, Musiala, Coman, and Choupo-Moting. So Choupo might be getting, a nice little group of starts, but I hope he doesn't start versus Bart. Why not? Why not? Well, we know why not, right? I think against elite level center backs, Choupo will look bang out. Oh my God, man! A Ribery comp came up. Oh my God, the nutmeg! Nah. See, Frank, man, such a baller. You know what's crazy about Ribery? He wasn't even the fastest player. The best footballers don't need to be fast. They just need to be good. Duh. How fast Robben was fast. He was fast, like breaking speed records fast, like, destroying wingers with pace, but also precision. And so, yeah, you could be fast too, but Ribery was he was just different, man. Wait, that means Ribery's getting his icon card. Them 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. Oh my gosh, bro. Wait. It is gonna be 5-star skills. Nah, ain't no way, man. Wait, nah. Oh my God, bro, he's gonna be crazy. Yeah, remember Franck Ribery had a great weak foot. This dude could shoot outside the box with his weak foot, and he was really skillful. So he's getting a 5-star. Oh my gosh, bro. He's getting some 92, 94 rated card with like 90 plus pace, 90 plus dribbling, 89 shooting and 80, like 90, 94 passing. That's, bro. And then, his aggression. So the physicality is going to be there. It won't be there like that. Bruh, he might be one of the greatest FIFA cards, but this is the last big FIFA, so he's not coming this year. But they're probably gonna make like a flash. Oh my gosh, Ribery! I remember there was a FIFA I was playing. I don't know if it was FIFA 20. Robben had like this flashback card. I think it was FIFA 21. Bro, that card was sick. Even with the 2-star weak foot, I don't know why Robben has a 2-star weak foot. I mean, yeah, he didn't use his right foot that much, but he was capable of cutting in or down the line and then sending a nice ball across the goal with his right. So he should at least 3 stars, man. But God, the pace, the dribbling, that Robben card terrorized me, man. Every time I saw it, I just knew I was conceding. It's 4-1 Hoffenheim. Why are you putting that in my chat? Why are you trying to make it look like the game hasn't even started yet and we're getting fake score lines? By the way, what's your prediction? What's everyone's predictions? Is FIFA 23 the last FIFA? Well, it won't be EA Sports' last attempt to make FIFA, but it's going to be their last game they call FIFA. So FIFA's going to make their licensing more competitive and give it out to the highest bidder, and that's smart. So yeah, this FIFA is the last iteration. It's going to be EA Sports Football, and it's going to be free. And then I think, I don't know. They're certainly not going to make everyone pay for it every year. I'll say this: as much as people hate EA, there's a reason everyone prefers FIFA over PES. Yes, you can say the licensing, but I think FIFA's menus and there's so many iconic things with FIFA. Even this FIFA is all right. There's a lot of iconic things. Ultimate Team. No one knows what PES's version of Ultimate Team is called. Ah, man. Luka Modric voted for Camavinga, Vardio, and Musiala. I guess that's fine. Camavinga plays for Real Madrid and Vardio plays for Croatia, so it kind of makes sense. And then Musiala. So really, what he meant was Musiala first. Oh, man. So many dumb people, man. Well, look, Bayern always go underappreciated. So all we got to do is win a bunch of Champions Leagues. Ronaldinho. Oh, yo! Ronaldinho voted for the Copa. Gavi's nowhere to be seen. Eduardo Camavinga. Ryan Gravenberg's second. Yo, Ronaldinho's seeing something we're not seeing. Yo. That should be a big boost for Gravenberg. I mean, just seeing one of the GOATs of football. Ronaldinho's better than Ronaldo. People, what do you mean by it? He's better? Like Cristiano Ronaldo. Y'all wanted this fool at Bayern. I can't believe it. My chat was, bring Ronaldo to the band. These freaking weirdos, man. Ronaldinho voted for Gravenberg. Yo, my guy. I knew it, man. My boy Gyro. I'm calling him Gyro from now on. His name, that's a sick middle name, man. Gyro. It's like, bro, it sounds like some warrior, man. Gyro. Whew. Gyro, man. So, yeah, Ronaldinho knows ball. Gravenberg had a really good season with Ajax. Ronaldinho's cooking, man. And he voted for Camavinga. To be fair, even Camavinga had a good season last year. I mean, bro, he was contributing to Champions League games and doing crazy things. No, Gyro, like Jiro. I want Kane. Oh, Lucas Hernandez posted another picture. Man, Sane back in running training. Lucas back on the ball. Yeah, if it's funny because some players just look like, oh, man. They're just pushing it, man. Whenever the World Cup comes around or the Euros, they're just trying their hardest to get back in time because they know, got to play. Man, Ribery. Oh, man. Oh, bro, that's crazy. Mahrez's inspiration was Franck Ribery. And he's wearing Ribery's number 7. Yo, that's insane, man. Hey, la famille de Ribery, je l'image. That's what he said at the farewell thing. Well, will Ribery... Wait, he already kind of had a farewell, but... I mean, the guy's going to show up at... Really, what this means is he's going to be watching every Bayern game, every freaking... Hey, my man's going to always be in the crowd watching. And yeah, he will definitely get an ambassador's job. And then the club, this is why I love Bayern. There's a lot of intelligence with every decision. He'll get an ambassador's role. And then after that, after the ambassador's role, he's going to get they're going to see how, competent he can be from a business sense. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do wonder, guys. Will Robben ever? I mean, we'll see. Arjen Robben, though. I need my boy to start coaching. I feel like Robben would be an exceptional coach because of how professional he really was. He was such a professional, man. My man didn't care about Instagram. He just cared about winning games. But unfortunately, his body let him down because Robben was getting some ridiculous numbers. Every time my man would get 12 goals in 6 games. And you're like, what? For a winger? And these aren't, he wasn't a winger like these new wingers where they just play as strikers essentially. And the striker plays as a false 9. False striker. He was like an actual winger that could dribble and score. he was doing actual winger things, tracking back like an actual winger. So, yeah, Robben was a different guy, a different beast, man. Him and Ribery. And you know what's crazy? They don't like each other that much. And that's crazy. The greatest winger duo in history, and they don't like each other like that. Oh man, it's like imagine if Messi and Neymar just I don't like you. I think Ribery slapped Robben one time because Robben told someone not to pass to Ribery or not to let him take a free kick. I don't know what it was, but I know they're not best. I know they're probably like better now, but they don't like each other that much. Oh, by the way, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Nagelsmann said Gravenberch can be one of the best midfielders in the world. This was in a recent interview. So it's not like Nagelsmann, not people. He building all of these idiots. Keep sending like some of the stupidest. Oh man, what the hell? Qatar's government will require all World Cup visitors to download data tracking apps on their phones. The apps Terraz and Haya, meant to track COVID games, can share data, manipulate content, and can override a user's phone size. Bro, come on, man. Can we just have a normal World Cup? 1.2 million people are heading to Qatar for the 2022 World Cup. Wow. Oh, man. Bro, you don't need to make it like that. Dude, you don't have to do this. You don't have to track people's phones. Like, why, man? It's weird. What was I gonna say? Oh, so building these kickers and all these stupid journalists came out and said Gravenberch, the coaching staff don't trust his defensive ability, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? If Nagelsmann's saying he can be one of the best midfielders in the world, he definitely rates him. He just doesn't play him because maybe a billion other reasons. I don't know. It's not always as simple as, his defensive ability. That annoys me. It really annoys me. Maybe they're trying to protect the players. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Me personally, I think Ferdy Valverde is going to be one of the best. You know what's crazy? We were linked to Ferdy Valverde when he kind of had a dip in form at Real, and but Real Madrid are smart. They kept him, and yeah. Oh man, George, look at me. Why do I even look at Gravenberch better start tomorrow. He's not starting tomorrow. This is an even bigger game than you can really think of. This is a huge game. All right, well, 50 minutes in. I gotta go. I gotta go. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia, and peace.